Well, hello everyone. This is Kate with Ramblin' on Kate. And tonight we are meeting one of the kitties that you rarely see me film. And he was our first rescue the first summer I came to Delaware. His name is Lotto. And he is super sweet. He's 10 now, or actually, yeah, he's 10. He kind of a solitary loner kitty. He was a very tiny kitty that was rescued, who had been abandoned by his mom during a big, huge, during a hurricane actually, which, for us it turned out to be just a big storm. Oh, I know you love this brushing. And he was raised by Chaos, the black and white male, lived outside. Chaos, he washed his cat for a year. I didn't think baby kitty would ever learn to wash himself. We used to call him Monster Baby because he was wide ass open when he was little. Oh, that feels good. And then he's kind of a solitary loner little kitty. He gets along with everybody. Bob was kind of jealous with him, but he plays with the kittens. He plays with Pip, plays with Romeo. That's how he was raised by Chaos. So, love the kittens. Where Chaos' sister Pandy hates all the kittens, but he's a sweetie. Our band director from high school, we let her name him. Whoever, came up with a name for him, and she picked Lotto because she said he, won the Lotto. And that's his, official name. That goes on like the vet papers and all that kind of stuff. But we started calling him Baby Kitty because he was the baby kitty for a long time. And then shortened that to BK if we're like writing about him or really talking about him. And he's sweet. He's not a big cat. He is a great little fighter. I mean, he does great training the kittens on, self-defense and attack moves. But he doesn't just come up and love on you as much. He likes to be loved on. He loves to be brushed. And anytime I go over to wherever he's perched and brush him or, use my nails and scratch him, he is, just purrs up a storm. And he is like a loud, really active purr. And he makes like really great biscuits, big, fluffy, big biscuits. But if you pick him up and, carry him somewhere and set him on your lap and love on him, he'll purr for a couple minutes, but then he gets down because it's not his idea. Some of the other cats, they don't care. They'll just like flop down. But no, he'll go away, kind of in a huff, but then eventually, oh, that feels so good, doesn't it? He'll come back because he's like, hey, that was nice. But it has to be his idea. And he is a sweetie. And we just don't feel him much. He's sometimes we'll joke and think maybe he's depressed, but he likes to be a loner. He plays with the other cats when it's his idea. And he's sweet. He was used to be very, very afraid of people, which since my siblings visited in 2016, that was the last time he's seen another person in this house. And the first time was, I think, 2013, and only those 2 times. I think he's experienced Liz visiting once, but yeah, they're just so used to just us. But yeah, so out of the blue, sometimes he just wanders in here, and he just wandered in here and climbed on up here to get some lemons. At the time, Soxy was on my lap, and Soxy is the big 20+ pound, Jabba the Hutt cat. And of course, he wanted to lay on me. Baby kitty doesn't always want to lay on you. He wants to lay beside you or perch beside you at a higher level so he can watch for any of his siblings coming to bug him or to steal any of his attention. But he is a sweetie. And of course, Soxy, Soxy's really sweet. I had to sit up, and Soxy was unhappy because, he would brook no interference in wanting to lay on me, but then he gets, goes off in a huff if you move and change the position that he was you know, all comfy in. But God, he's so heavy, and he was laying right on my broke leg, not on the broke part, but on the thigh, and he was cutting off my circulation. So he got up and left, you know. He's such a sweetie, but, you know, unlike baby kitty, he's huge. And, you know, you always have that one pet or that one kid. People will go, oh, don't say those kind of things about kids. But that one pet who is, like, super heavy, and they just have to be on you. And when you have multiple pets, it always tends to be, like, the littlest one to be on you. And, you know, are just glued to your lap, and you get used to them there, and they're so lightweight, you forget they're there, and you stand up, and they get plugged across the room. Or you almost pee your pants because you can't get the big fat one off your lap fast enough. Yeah, dogs, cats, goats, bunnies, I think they all kind of just have that knack. But, you know, kind of kids do too. You know, not just because they're heavy, but, you know, there's some kids, you know, there's always those kids who don't want to give up being held by mom or carried by mom when they're just way too heavy and too bulky, and they're kind of demanding about it. That's Soxy. That's Soxy, yeah. What do you think? What do you think, baby kitty? He's like, I don't give a crap about Soxy. You're brushing me now. Nobody else in this world exists but you and I. Yes, you're so sweet. Oh, you're trying to make biscuits on something, aren't you? But anywho, they have, you know, they're just like having kids, you know. Some of the things they do just remind me so much of when I was a kid. And growing up with my younger brother and sister, I have 3 older siblings, but we didn't really grow up with them. I mean, they were all married and out of the house by the time I was 8, and my 2 younger siblings, you know. So it was like the 3 of us were, you know, kind of like the kittens, or kind of like these guys are, you know, how it is with siblings. They're your best friend one moment, and the next moment you're screaming at them to get out of your room, or you don't want them to touch you, or you're tattling. And these guys, they kind of tattle on each other too. And they have this knack when they hear one getting in trouble, they kind of come see what's going on. And I just had to laugh at it earlier when I got on to the kittens, because 2 of the bigger cats were like looking around the corner like, ha, you got in trouble. And it just reminded me of when we were kids, and, you know, we were always trying to listen in if someone was getting in trouble or punished. And I remember once, I don't know if it was my little brother getting in trouble by my mom or my dad, you know, who knows. They had the same name. My little brother's named after my dad. So anyway, my mom was raising her voice and chewing someone out, and my sister and I were in our own rooms, and unbeknownst to each other, we simultaneously slowly opened our door to stick our head out because we heard a raised voice, you know, and you want to hear what's going on. And 3 rooms away, we heard our mother say, girls, was I talking to you? Or you're trying to eavesdrop? We're like, oh, no, we heard a raised voice. We thought someone was in trouble or you needed us. He's like, no, but if you want to come and join the trouble. And we're like, no. But, you know, you always want to hear if the other one's getting in trouble. You know, or, you know, they're getting spanked. And especially if it's something you instigated. But, you know, my brother, he really never got chewed out much. I mean, he did get in trouble some, but, you know, you think about it when you're younger, and you're like, oh my God, we got in trouble, our mom is so mean, horrible. You know, we got spanked. We were that generation that got spanked. You know, we were never beaten. Me and my little brother have talked about it before. Most all the spankings we got, we know we deserved them. And we, you know, missed out on a lot that we should have gotten. And, we're normal, healthy, adjusted. I know it's such a bad taboo thing. People will be going, no, you're not supposed to hit children. You're supposed to reason with them. I'm sorry, but until a child's brain is formed, they don't even know what the word no is until you teach them what no is, you know? You can tell them hot all day. Don't touch that cup, it's hot. Until they feel hot and know why you don't touch hot things, they don't know what it is. But anyway, it's probably a good thing I raised my former husband's children, but it's a good thing I wasn't a mom, because, oh my goodness, I think they would have probably drove me crazy. I would have been like, I don't know, maybe I would have been more strict. Maybe I'd been, chill out. I think my stepdaughter thinks I was pretty chill. I had my moments, It's tough raising kids, and it's tough raising cats. These guys never grow up. They never move out. They never get part-time jobs. But then again, you don't ever have to teach them to drive or listen to their, well, I would say not listen to their smart mouth comments and obstinance and thinking that you don't know what you're talking about. But then again, they do. They pull the same teenage BS. But then they kind of just, they hit middle age and they just live at home forever, like millennials and some Gen Xers and whatever you call that generation between Generation X and millennials. And yeah, I find that very disturbing. We were raised that you 18, Mom always said she was going to break our plate. If you had to come back home for something, you were never refused. A couple of my siblings, have a sibling that really took advantage of that. But, I just don't get this not wanting to be independent thing. But then again, I'm over 50, so I'm an older generation. And, I see things within my own family even, and I'm like, I can't believe they're tolerating this. We weren't raised that way, but everyone's got a right to raise their kids their own way. And I have great nieces and nephews, but I always wonder, what could things have been if if people hadn't gotten to the point of coddling and just babying their children. Teachers, we can't embarrass them. I'm sorry, but as a kid, embarrassment was a very good deterrent. There's a difference in being embarrassed and then, humiliating your child. There's a big difference in that. But, that was a big thing. You didn't want to be embarrassed in front of your friends. You didn't want to get swats. When I went to grade school and junior high and high school, kids still got corporal punishment. And we'll just leave it at that, Them were the old days. And sometimes, you spare the rod, spoil the child. But, yeah, that's a different subject for a different video. But baby Kitty's been thoroughly brushed. Now he's a happy. Here comes Soxy coming back. Yeah, he's got your spot, big guy. He took your spot. How I've ended up with so many striped kitties. We know that baby Kitty's father and the Thug brothers, Soxy and Bob, have the same father. And that was Old Man. And in his last couple of years, when he was really old and decrepit, he started coming around. Like, I guess, absentee dads do sometimes. But we took care of him, and, he died peacefully in his sleep in his little cubby on the back porch. But, here we've got a biscuit man who's got some stripes. Looks like they're all related somehow. But his mom is a marble tabby. But, Old Man was pretty popular with the ladies around. Because there's a lot of striped tabbies. Which is pretty common. Ours are kind of striped and have some polka dots somewhere. But, yeah. But they seem to gravitate over here. So anyway, we brushed that one, and see, Soxy was mad and he left, but he must have heard the silky smooth sound of the brush. Oh, and Soxy's funny. He's got this thing he brushed back here. Tiger, our big cat, used to do that. He would lick the air, move his head around like he was a satellite dish. Does that feel good? Oh, what are you doing? And Soxy didn't always do that, but he does it now. What's up, Soxy? Does that feel good? Yeah? What? You gonna make a faces? Come here. Oh, pleasure. Yeah, he wants to lick something. Let me lick your sweater, Mom. That feels so good. I just got the urge to lick your sweater. Alright, Soxy, big guy. You're back to trying to stand on my not-so-good calf. So, we're gonna have to rearrange this. I have to put the brush down. I have to hide it. Otherwise, they'll wallow the brush, and they'll paw at me, and they'll scooch the brush over to me. So say bye. Stop rambling, Mom. Keep brushing me. I love you. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Like and share. Bye for now.